Hey, we're in the van. Today is November 3rd. We had amazing news today. Today's Godzilla Day. 71 years ago today, the OG Godzilla from Japan came out in theaters in 1954. One of my favorite movies ever. Today at their convention, they announced the sequel to 2023's, probably my favorite film of the 2020 so far, Godzilla Minus One. They announced a sequel to that, Godzilla Minus Zero, written and directed by the same dude as Godzilla Minus One, Takashi Yamazaki's coming back to do the sequel. He's doing the visual effects on it as well, which he won the Oscar for visual effects for Godzilla Minus One. That's the only time a Godzilla movie in the last 70 years has ever won an Oscar, was for the visual effects in Godzilla Minus One. The sequel's coming out. They're filming right now in New Zealand, which is the same place they filmed the Lord of the Rings movies. And there's Mordor, Mount Doom in the Lord of the Rings film. There's volcanoes, so maybe already speculating maybe Rodan's in the film, which would be sick. It's coming out late 2026, which means within a 10-year span, we will have had 3 Japanese-made Godzilla films. After a long drought of no Japanese-made Godzilla films and a nightmarish, torturous American-made Godzilla film spree that we've been on with Adam Wingard's nonsense of Godzilla versus X-Kong, The New Empires. I hate those movies. I hate Adam Wingard movies. They're all set at golden hour sunset, and they're all set in rooms with blue and pink neon lights, or it's an amalgamation of the two. The humans in all these movies are terrible. It looks like I'm watching an Xbox 360 video game cutscene with the shitty CGI. And the movies back in the day in the 60s and 70s and 80s were pretty silly at times, but they were at least people in suits and practical effects on sets doing real stuff, and it looks sick. And now it looks like a fucking Xbox 360 video game when Adam Wingard cranks this shit out. I'm so happy to see some Japanese-made Godzilla films that actually have some care put into them and aren't made by Michael Bay fucking discount. I'm so sorry. Shin Godzilla in 2016, Godzilla Minus One in 2023, and now Godzilla Minus Zero in 2026, a year from now. Can't wait to see it. Another thing that happened today, Daisy Ridley, you remember they were supposed to make a fucking Rey Star Wars movie, which sounded like the dumbest thing ever. I hated, and I know a lot of people out there not only hated and couldn't stand the Rey character, but that entire trilogy is one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. And the fact that they were going to make an episode 10 Rey movie, they should never make Star Wars movies ever again, period, as long as Disney has a hold of it. But they definitely shouldn't make a Rey Solo movie. That just sounds stupid. But it sounds like the Rey movie is put on hold, thank God, because Daisy Ridley's making an MMA movie about an MMA fighter nicknamed Killa B. Killa B is going to be the name of the title. I watch tons of UFC. I'm just not interested personally in any sort of MMA movie. I didn't like the Smashing Machine. I was very excited for the Smashing Machine. I love the director. I love that A24 was doing it. To me, it was pretty bad. And it also completely bombed at the box office. Why are they going to try to make another MMA biopic if the one with the fucking Rock wouldn't make money? How's the Daisy Ridley one going to make money? This sounds like a stupid idea altogether to make this MMA movie, but as long as it's preventing a fucking Rey movie from being made, I'm totally down for it. So make that MMA movie Killa B. I might see it. The last thing I want to talk about is it's been 10 days since Shelby Oaks released. Chris Stuckmann's film, YouTube movie critic, pioneer, one of the dudes, one of the Mount Rushmore dudes, whether you like him or don't, I feel like you gotta admit that. I did my review. I did a spoiler review for Shelby Oaks that you could check out. I didn't love the movie. I think there's a lot of things in there that Stuckmann showed great promise of being a great horror director, an ability to scare an audience, an ability to make you care about the characters in the film. I didn't think the story was the strongest. I didn't think it wrapped up in the third act the strongest. I can't stand when I'm watching a horror movie and the characters make constant, repetitive, stupid decisions. It starts to drive me crazy, and that was an issue I had with Shelby Oaks. But overall, I think Stuckmann should keep writing, keep directing, because I think he showed a lot of promise in this movie, and I'll definitely be there for whatever movie he makes next. I think we should count this as a win for Stuckmann, for coming from YouTube, making a fucking movie. Some of it was honestly great, some of it I felt was pretty bad, but overall, he made a very interesting, cool movie with some really good scenes in there and some really good characters that I was really into and a story that I was very invested in. So I can't wait to see what Chris Stuckmann does next. That's all the shit I wanted to talk about in the van. Thanks for watching. Peace.